everybody. So today our yoga flow is going to be vinyasa based, but it's also going to be focused on fun transitions. Transitions are a big part of our yoga flow, but oftentimes we focus so much more on the actual asana and not as much on how we enter and exit the asana. So like I said, the transitions will be the main focus, but the benefits of vinyasa will all still be there. So the pairing of breath to movement, the increased heart rate, the lengthening, and the strengthening at different ranges of motion, that will all be additional benefits of today's practice. So let's get started. We're going to start on our backs. Let's bring both knees into our chest right from the beginning. It's a wonderful flow to use early in the morning when you first wake up. It's a wonderful way to kind of get the body moving and ready for the rest of the day. I'm taking some deep breaths in here as I pull my knees into my chest. And I'm going to slowly exhale, let those knees kind of release away from my body. Keeping my eyes closed and relaxed. Inhale, pull the knees in. Exhale, release the legs out. One more time. Inhale, pull the knees in. And exhale. Release the legs. Good work. I'm going to let those feet fall nice and flat. Hands coming out to T position. I'm going to let my legs separate, fall to the left on my exhale. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, legs fall to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, legs fall to the left. Inhale, back to center. Final time, legs fall to the right. Now to start getting that core and those abdominals engaged. Let's bring the knees back to center, pressing that lower back down. I'm going to point my toes, reach my legs up. Hands go back overhead. Deep breath in. On our exhale, let's pull the knees into our chest and then extend out. Let hands coming down, corpse pose. Back to where we were, pulling the knees in and up. Hands go overhead. Exhale, back to knees to chest, extending back out and down. Relaxing in corpse pose. One more time. Pull the knees in and up. Knees to the chest. Low boat briefly. And relax, corpse pose. Good work. Having created that little bit of heat here, let's leave the hands at our side. Bring the knees back to the chest, toes pointing up to the sky. I'm going to lift my head and neck so that I can reach behind the hamstrings and really just let my hands creep all the way up to the ankles. If your body feels comfortable and ready, you're welcome to start to kind of lift those hips off the mat. Find a really gentle, working towards kind of a plow pose. It doesn't have to be full plow. You can even just kind of hold here, create a little compression. If this is challenging, like your lower back and body are too tight to really let those hips lift, here's a modification. I can keep those hips kind of down on the mat and lift my head and neck and just stretch the hamstrings here, or reach up for the hamstrings here. Notice how I'm kind of keeping those knees bent slightly. I'm going to go back and forth between pointing the toes and flexing the ankles, and we can do this with these hips down on the mat or in that plow position. We just want to try to get movement in the different areas of the body, regardless with whether those hips are lifted or flat. Okay? Good. Now I've done this whole sequence with my eyes closed so that I can really focus on how my body's feeling for the most part. I'm going to release hips back down. If your hips have already been down, let's release all the way and meet together with the double kneaded chest stretch where we started. Good work, everybody. Now, from here, I'm going to release knees to the mat, roll to my side, sit myself all the way up. Nicely done. Finding our Sukhanasana, easy pose. Taking a breath in here. Slowly exhaling. Again, in and out. First time we've really been still, just focusing on our breath. Let's do that a few more times. In and out. In and out. Wonderful job. I'm going to bring my left hand down as I breathe in. Right hand goes up. Let's exhale out. Feel a nice, beautiful stretch on that side body. In, I'm going to rotate over and across my body. And out, find that side body stretch a second time. Back to center, find our center. In and out with our breath as we're still. And then same thing, opposite side. In and out. Deepen that stretch. In, square off a bit towards the right side of our mat. And out. Second stretch here. Can we do that one more time? Centering breath in our Sukhanasana. In and out. In and out. Deepen that stretch. In and out. Centering in and out. In and out. In and out. Back to center where we were. Good work. In and nice, slow exhalation. Good work. Let's go ahead, transition to a standing position. I'm going to face the front of my mat. We're going to be using both sides. And I'm just going to take a nice, beautiful forward fold, kind of walking it out here. Good. Let's get still. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Let's grab our left wrist with our right hand. Side bend to the right. Inhale up. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Deeper exhale into our forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Grab that right wrist with our left hand, side bend opposite direction. Good, let's do that again. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Really get length in those legs. Again, bending to the right, feeling that stretch through that left side body. Inhale up, forward fold, full flow. Here, once again, inhale, flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Root to rise, deep breath in, up. Grab that left wrist, exhale to the right. Good work. Deep breath in and up. Good. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to do 2 on that opposite side. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise all the way up. Grab that right wrist, side body to the left. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Deeper forward fold. Good. Deep breath. Inhale, root to rise. Second side body stretch. Grab that right wrist over to the left. Deep breath in. Let's pause. Hand at heart center. Find our mountain pose. So we felt that body really warm here. Recentering ourselves with just an inhale and an exhale, back and forth in our mountain pose. When you're ready, deep breath in all the way up. Extended mountain pose, forward fold through our center like we've done a few times now. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, let's let our hands rest on the mat. Let's bend those knees, stepping back just that right foot. This takes us to our runner's stretch. Let's stand all the way up, high crescent lunge. Find our warrior 2. On our inhale, we're going to reach high. We're going to lengthen through that front leg. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior 2. Deepen that warrior 2. Adjust that stance. Do it again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Again, inhale up. Let's deepen once again. Warrior 2. Last time, inhale up. Find our warrior 2. And we're going to cartwheel that right hand forward. Find our revolved side angle. Good. Can we lower our hands to the mat? Lower our back knee to the mat. Find our beautiful low lunge. Exhaling right back. Extend or revolve side angle. Left hand high. Cartwheel those hands down. Left hand down. Slowly lift up. Hands all the way high into warrior 2. Okay, guys, so we're right back where we started. Can we inhale up, lengthen through that front leg? Exhale down. We're going to repeat one more time on the same side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Find that warrior 2. Inhale, cartwheel those arms. Exhale into our revolved side angle. Nice long leg here in the back, floating that back knee, really deepening that lunge forward. Hands coming down. Find that low lunge all the way up till we're in our kneeling low lunge. Wonderful work. From this kneeling low lunge, let's bring our hands to heart center. Find our runner's stretch where we started. Let's step those feet together. Forward fold. Good work. Deep breath in, hands up, root to rise. Beautiful. Let's grab that right wrist, bend to the left. Stretch for that side body. Inhale up. Grab that left wrist, bend to the right. Back to center. Inhale up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, let's step back with that left foot. So we're back in our runner stretch, just on our opposite side. Let's slowly rise. Standing crescent lunge or our high lunge, finding our warrior two. Now, as we face away from the camera, inhale, lengthen through that front right leg. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Deepen that stretch. Inhale up, exhale down. Again, nice deep lunge. Let's hold here. And then we'll cartwheel those arms. Left hand comes all the way down. Right hand comes up, finding our revolved side angle. Right hand comes down. We'll let that left knee drop down. Let's lift into our low lunge. Beautiful. Really reaching high to the sky. Deepening that lunge forward if you can. Squeezing through those glutes so that our hips are coming forward. Let's bring those hands back down. Find our revolved side angle where we were. Good. And then let's kind of reverse that exit back into our warrior two. Wonderful job. Hands go up. Deep breath in. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, warrior two. Two more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're in our warrior two. Let's come to our high crescent lunge. Back forward. Hands coming back down. Let's find our runner's stretch. Step it forward. Feet together. Forward fold. Deep breath in. All the way up. Beautiful job. Side bend to the left. On our exhale, side bend to the right. Following a big inhale up. On our exhale. Good. Back to center. Find that mountain pose. Pausing here. Beautiful job. Now let's find our first downward facing dog by moving all the way through our sun A. Deep breath in. Hands go up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hopping back. We're now in our first high plank. Let's lower in a chaturanga into our upward dog. Taking just a basic vinyasa until we find our downward facing dog right here. Good work, guys. Now let's go back and forth from our downward facing dog to high plank. Down dog on our exhale. Inhale, high plank. Down dog on our exhale. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Last time, inhale, high plank. Let's plant our left hand, roll into our beautiful side plank here. Hands down, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Roll onto our right side. Left hand reaching high. Exhale, high plank here. Inhale. Find that down dog. Let's find once again our high plank. Inhale, left hand down, right hand high. Let's make this a transition now. Let's lift that right foot, step that right foot all the way forward. We're in runner's stretch. Good work. Can we then plant our hands, step back, find our down dog? Same thing on our opposite side. High plank. Roll onto that right hand. Left hand goes high. Beautiful side plank, turning it into a fun transition. Stepping forward. Runner's stretch. Find that downward facing dog. Good work. Let's do it again. Find our high plank. Roll onto that left hand, side plank. Float that right leg. Let's step that right foot forward. This time, find our revolve side angle. Good work. I'm going to go right back to runner's stretch, back to my down dog. Do the same thing opposite side. High plank. Roll onto my right side. Float that left leg. Step it forward. Good. Find my revolved side angle. Beautiful work. Hands coming down. Runner's stretch. Now let's do this same transition with a little modification. Let's find downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, let's find our high plank. Now, if we need to modify our side plank, I'm going to drop that left knee and slowly roll into a modified side plank. Now here as well, we can float that leg. We can still step that foot forward, find our revolved side angle. Hands down. Runner's stretch from the knee. Float that back foot. Let's find downward facing dog. Let's do that same thing opposite side. High plank. Kneeling. Side plank. Left hand goes high. Good. And floating that left leg, stepping that foot forward, finding our revolved side angle. As you see, I floated that right leg, finding runner's stretch. I can drop that leg if I need to at any time, float that knee to step back to down dog. So it just gives you options depending on what your strength level is, how you're feeling today in your vinyasa flow. So always feel free to drop that knee whenever needed. As you can see even here, I'm going to take a vinyasa. If I want to drop those knees for my chaturanga lower, I can before lifting into a cobra versus an upward dog. Back to my downward facing dog. So let's repeat that fun transition one more time. Let's find our high plank. Roll on to that left side, side plank. Right hand reaching high. Floating that right leg. Stepping forward. Only this time, let's add to that transition. I'm in my revolved side angle in that step forward. I'm going to reach that right hand down. Notice I'm shifting to face the left side of my mat. I'm going to find my Skazdasana. So let's see that transition one more time. So I'm going to go back to where I was, revolve side angle, and I'm going to just back out of it. To make it easier to show a modification, I'm going to release that back knee to the mat, stepping back, finding my side plank, hands down, finding my high plank, backing into my down dog. So you see we just went all the way through that flow and all the way back in that fun, challenging transition. Let's do it one more time. High plank, Side plank on that left hand, same side. Float that right leg, step it forward, revolve side angle, all the way into my Skasdasana. Low lunge, low side lunge. Back to where I was, revolve side angle, stepping back if we want to go right back into that side plank without dropping to our knees, rolling into our high plank, finding that downward dog. Let's do it both times on our opposite side. So from down dog, let's find our high plank. Rolling onto our right side this time, side plank. Floating that left leg, stepping forward. Revolve side angle, finding our Skasdasana. Good work. Let's back right out of it. Let's drop down. Revolve side angle, stepping back to side plank, finding that high plank, and finding that down dog. So we can repeat it one more time, exactly like we just did it, or follow me for modification. Let's find high plank, on the knees, rolling onto that right hand, but with the right knee down for a modified version. Floating that left leg, stepping forward. Now we can already enter that kind of revolve side angle and then roll into our Skasdasana. Releasing back to where we were, revolve side angle, maybe dropping to that knee for the modification, stepping back to side plank, releasing to the mat for high plank from the knees, toes underneath us to find downward facing dog. So 2 times we move through each side. From here, let's go from our downward facing dog once again to our high plank. Let's release into side plank on that left side. Let's step it forward in that fun transition to find our revolve side angle. Then let's find our Skasdasana, our low side lunge. Turn to face the camera by placing my left hand down, rotating to the front of my mat, finding that revolve side angle where we were earlier, and stepping back into a side plank. So you can see we're making this more and more challenging as we go back to our down dog. Can we do it on that opposite side? Let's find our high plank, roll onto our right side, float that foot, step it forward, revolve side angle, into our low side lunge, standing up, finding our straddle stretch. Good, sitting back down, facing forward, placing that right hand down, revolving that side angle, stepping back to side plank, finding that high plank into downward facing dog. Good work. Now, I know we haven't had a lot of recovery, but we're going to just keep building on this fun transition, this challenging transition. High plank from down dog. Let's take that right hand high. Let's step it forward in our transition that we've developed over this whole last vinyasa practice. Let's find our low side lunge. Let's stand it all the way up where we had earlier entered that kind of straddle stretch. Okay? Let's come onto the side lunge on our opposite side now. Good. Exit back up. Let's take that straddle stretch. Coming back up. Let's take that low side lunge where we started. Rotating back, forward, revolve side angle, step it back. That right foot, find our high plank, find our downward facing dog. Good work, guys. We're gonna put all of that together on our opposite side. Let's find our high plank. Let's roll onto the right side. Let's step it forward with that left foot, revolve side angle, and then I get to face the camera as we sit in our low Skasdasana. We're gonna come right up into a straddle stretch, right back up into Skasdasana on the opposite side. Right back up, beautiful inhale, forward fold through our center. Right back up, inhale. Exhale into Skasdasana on the left. Face the front of our mat. Rotate that left hand nice and high. Let's step it back. Find that side plank. Find that high plank. Taking our downward facing dog. Wonderful work, guys, for all that playtime and all those different transitions. Let's bend those knees, drop back into our heels, extending forward into a beautiful recovery child's pose. Taking about 2 breaths here, 2 more breaths here in this recovery pose. Now let's exit our recovery pose, finding our tabletop position. And then from our tabletop, I'm actually going to bring our bellies all the way to the mat, like so. We can even take kind of, these are called crocodile poses, or crocodile pose, where we fold our hands over one another in front of our bodies, letting our forehead kind of rest here, just nice and flat on our mat, on our bellies. Now to stretch a little deeper from here, let's take our broken wing pose. Let's reach our left hand out. We're going to bring our right hand right alongside of our shoulder, and we're going to just kind of roll across our body to get a nice deep stretch on that left side. Right knee's pointing up to the sky. You can stretch this out here. Bringing it back to center. Doing the same thing on our right. Let's do it one more time. Bring it over to the left. And then releasing over one final time to the right. Good work. As we come back to center, let's just do some really gentle kind of cobra sphinx work, so we can bring those elbows in, really lift up through the back and chest, slowly lowering back down. I love to really lift through like the fingertips, let as that head and neck come down, let those elbows come high and lift into cobra a second time, getting a little deeper back bend, releasing all the way down. This really just encourages different areas of your back and different vertebrae to feel the bend as well, because it moves a lot more gradually as they come up a third and final time back down. Good work. I'm gonna take that kind of forearm position back like we did in our crocodile pose, only this time I'm gonna focus just on being able to reach and get a little deeper quad stretch, okay? facing back down, opposite side. Good work. From here, let's just hold our nice open sphinx since we're already kind of on those forearms. Maybe even like shimmy those hips forward ever so slightly to get it a bit deeper. Nice active legs throughout. Good, and slowly releasing down. Let's take that crocodile. Now let's balance those back bending stretches by pushing the ground away from our shoulders, sitting back on either the knees or the toes until you feel ready and comfortable to find a nice lengthening downward facing dog, and feel free to kind of walk that out now. Twisting and shifting those hips, really recognizing how now your body has potentially really released and relaxed into all these different stretches we've asked of it. Good work. And then when you feel comfortable and ready, we can drop to the heels or knees. I love to kind of cross my heels underneath me, kind of flick back onto my tailbone. That way we get another Sukhanasana one final time to kind of sink into and stretch forward through. As I sit up, I'm just going to take one final kind of thoracic rotation through the upper back and spine by bringing my left hand to the outside of my right knee, chest opening to the right. Same thing on my left side. Now, as always, as we come back to center and prepare for Shavasana, if any of the transitions in our video today were challenging or difficult, remember that transitions take a lot of practice. In my intermediate vinyasa teaching, I always teach more on transitions, or at least equal to transitions as much as to challenging asanas, because good transition development is what makes a more advanced yogi. So if this was challenging or hard, some of those step forwards, sitting into some of those Skastasana, recognize that that is definitely intermediate work, and something that if you're relatively new to yoga will come with time and practice. So allow that to really sink in and build your confidence as we sit in our Shavasana here. Now you're welcome to take any variation of Shavasana. I'm going to open up my hips and my knees in a butterfly style pose as I rest in my stillness. Just a few moments here, focusing just on the present moment and on our breath as we sit in this stillness. from this stillness, I encourage you, before you add any movement, start with the top of the head and just recognize how your body feels. Is there any hidden tension in your face that could relax? In your jaw, in your cheeks, in your eyes. A lot of times, especially in our head and our neck, we hold hidden tension that we don't even realize we're tightening. So spend this time just doing a mental check, going all the way from the top of your head down your body to your shoulders, to your chest, to your hips, to your knees, to your feet. If there's hidden tension there, spend a moment just releasing those areas. When you feel like they've released and you feel comfortable, begin that transition from laying on your back to an upright seated position. Once we're there, yet again, do that mental check. Is there tension hidden in your forehead, in your temples, in your cheeks, in your jaw? Releasing that tension, letting it sink, almost as if it sinks to your chest, and then dissolving it with a beautiful inhale and slow exhalation. And with that exhalation, we can open our eyes. As always, thank you for joining me in my flow and practice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it benefited your heart, your body, and your mind. As always, the light in me honors and sees the light that is in you. Namaste.